It looks like Cassie won't be spending that $30 million in peace. We just got word that she's currently, at the moment, ducking and dodging her own legal issues. When it was announced publicly that Cassie and Diddy settled for $20 million and Cassie received another $10 million settlement from the hotel that Diddy beat her in, I think a deaf and blind man could see that people were going to come after her, that people were going to come after that paper because Cassie and Diddy did a lot of things together. Previously, we talked about how one of the male escorts, Clayton Howard, who had free calls with Diddy and Cassie, how he filed his intentions to sue Cassie a couple of months ago, but now we got updates on exactly how far that lawsuit has came. And let's just say it's not looking good for Cassie at all. When Clayton was filing his lawsuit, he publicly said that he was doing it. Essentially, he got the playbook from Cassie, that if Cassie can get paid for being a willful participant in these free calls and get paid $20 million for it, then he should also get paid, even though he was a willful participant, because Cassie is who flew him out. Cassie is who paid him. Cassie is who coerced him to do things he didn't really want to do, such as taking off the condom. The first time the condom came off during the free calls was Cassie literally took it off without asking. Cassie gave him STDs. Cassie coerced him, etc., etc. So Cassie has been ducking getting served. They tried to serve Cassie 9 times at a physical location. They couldn't serve her there, even though that's the physical location on file. She couldn't be served. She's been ducking. She's been dodging getting served. Now, apparently, Cassie been ducking and dodging getting served so much, she has left that physical location, and currently she can't be heard from. She can't be seen from. She's off the grid completely. They can't find her. So the judge has ruled, all right, that Clayton Howard is now cleared to serve her through alternative means, meaning he can now serve her through emails, he can now serve her through DMs, he can now find whatever alternative means they agree on to serve Cassie. And if she still ducks them emails and she still ducks the alternative, you know what that means? That $30 million going to Clayton Howard, man. All right, because Clayton Howard is essentially a victim of the exact same thing that Cassie is. So the order noted that investigators used databases, DM searches, property searches, field visits, and skip tracing, yet still failed to confirm a current verifiable address for Cassie. With no physical location confirmed, the judge agreed that alternative service was the only practical option and authorized Howard to send a summons, complaints, and order by email to withdraw an attorney, Meredith Firetog, with instructions to forward the documents. So they know who Cassie attorneys is. So they say, hey, here is us serving you. We know who your attorney is, but we know who got you that $30 million. Here is us serving you. Man. Now, a lot of people is upset about this. You go look at that dude's comment section, because he has multiple social media pages. You go look at any one of the comment sections. There are women in the comment section about, how are you a victim? You was a willful participant. How are you hold on here. If we going off a willful participant, hold on now, bro. Y'all don't even understand the irony here that exists. Now, I, for one, will tell you, I think Cassie deserves to get paid. I think Diddy beat up Cassie, and Cassie deserves to get paid for being whooped on by Diddy. Now, for the free calls, I don't think she deserves a dime for them free calls, but she got abused by Diddy, so she deserves to get paid, right? Yes, I agree on that part. But Clayton also deserves to get paid. He got STDs from this, right? He got violated from this. He was SA'd by Cassie. So he's also a victim in this. And Clayton took to social media to respond back to all the Cassie fans shaming him for aggressively pursuing Cassie in court.
So today, audience, Cassie was finally served with the lawsuit against her. A lot of women out there believe that Cassie's a victim. And you believe Cassie's a victim because of the domestic violence she faced. Again, like I've said in a lot of different interviews, domestic violence is horrible and no woman deserves to be abused. But Cassie was not abused to be in no sexual encounters, people. That is a factual lie that was manipulated by the U.S. Attorney's Office. People, you may not want to believe it because Cassie's a beautiful girl and she was young when she started this, and many of you women who don't look like her look up to her, because women look up to beautiful women. But just because a woman is physically attractive, it doesn't mean she's a damn superhero, people. Cassie's not a superhero because she's physically attractive. Cassie's a human being. Cassie, like every other woman on this planet, is capable of deception and manipulation. Cassie lied, people, and I'm not going to sit back anymore and pretend like this is not what it is. Many people hate Sean Combs because of the horrible things he has done to a lot of people. Audience, I am not a fan of Diddy. He has done horrible things to people. But I am a supporter of those who may have been set up and maliciously prosecuted. Diddy was guilty, but the way he was prosecuted was wrong because the co-conspirator of that RICO was Cassie and Jane.
Sounds like that lawsuit ain't enough, man. He won Cassie behind bars, bruh. Bro says Cassie is not a victim. Domestic violence isn't like the game of Monopoly. You don't get a get out of jail free card because you were a You do the crime, you do the time. I'm not a Diddy supporter. I'm a supporter of victims. And if the people who are pro Cassie, if they are really concerned with supporting victims, no matter what shape or form those victims come in, just like I do believe that Cassie is a victim, right? Because we've seen that hotel footage. Diddy was pummeling Cassie. Like he had Cassie on the ground. He was kicking a woman while she was down. She's a victim in that regard. But Cassie is also a perpetrator as well. You could be a victim and an abuser at the same time. Cassie is a victim in one sense and an abuser in the next sense. But the comment section don't really reflect, you know, like those sentiments. It don't sound like people are too concerned with victims in all shapes and forms. It sounds like, right, like if you're not a woman, they don't care about you. One person says he's a clown, Shauna Taylor. Why didn't you use blank? Why did you keep going back if you did? Huh? Why did you keep going back if you didn't like the dynamic? When did this become an excuse? And just like he says, why did she? Every criticism they have for Clayton because he's suing Cassie could very well be applied to Cassie as well.
For every woman who wants to go into my DM and you want to tell me why Cassie was a victim, stay the hell out of my DM. Because baby girl, let me tell you something. Hashtag you wasn't there. You can't tell me about Cassie's victimhood when you weren't even there and you've never even met the woman. And that's the sad part about many of these women in this biased Me Too movement and these advocates for domestic violence. Because so many women think that domestic violence vitiates any criminality, you're wrong. Domestic violence is not a get out of jail free card like Monopoly where you can get that card, get out of jail free and still collect $200. No, just because a man put his hands on you don't mean you couldn't have been a drug dealer. Just because this man put his hands on you don't mean that you willingly didn't kill somebody. Just because a man put his hands on you doesn't mean you are not a scammer. Just because a man puts his hand on him don't mean a woman can't be a hoe who likes large members and likes to sleep with a bunch of men. People, the probably the most damaging thing I'm about to say that people are not going to like is this. Audience, Cassie was a hoe. Cassie was a hoe who liked to sleep with guys who were good in bed, and I was one of those guys. It's a shame that I am being attacked, and all of these women want to make excuses for a woman who is a... Cassandra Ventura was a... She may not be a anymore. She grew up, she grew out of it. People change. It's okay. But that time of her life, she was a whore. She liked to have schmecks. She liked to schmuck Enos. She loved all of that, people. She used to do it for hours, and Diddy did not make her. The only thing Diddy used to make her do was stop when she was going too long, and that's the damn truth.
Her being promiscuous tells me nothing. I know literal 304s, literal night walkers, street walkers who get forced, coerced, and grape all the time. So I'd rather just stick to the facts here. And facts here is this, okay? Cassie, according to the people involved, was a willful participant. And they knew this because certain things that Diddy wasn't comfortable with, Cassie was forcing. Cassie was trying to take things up a notch. Cassie was trying to go longer. When she was about to, have an orgasm, Diddy would want her to stop. No, she will go for her orgasm. Even with the condom situation, when Diddy back was turned, he went out the room. They were supposed to stop. Cassie didn't want to stop. Right, she wanted to keep egging on, right? To keep YouTube guidelines. She wanted to keep getting hit, but Diddy told them to stop. He said, "Man, bro, keep thrusting." I don't know, like a victim who's getting forced to have intercourse with other men, who's getting raped, who says, "No, don't stop, keep raping." If I'm like, that's not a thing. I don't know a victim who's being forced to have intercourse she don't want to have, and then say, man, take off the condom. I want it raw instead. No, like usually the person who is saying take off the condom is somebody who wants to enjoy the experience, who wants to have a better time, who is engaged, who's a willful participant.
Now, the sad part is that as the actual victim of this conspiracy, that I still don't get the same respect as Cassie because Diddy put his hands on her. Because she stole his phone in the damn freak off and the man got caught on camera putting his hands on her, suddenly she's the Mother Teresa of domestic violence. People, this is a horrible misconception that is being totally manipulated by people because they need Cassie's domestic violence to hate Diddy. You really don't need Cassie's domestic violence to hate Diddy. People, there is a million different reasons to hate Diddy other than Cassie. People, you need to accept the truth of what this is. Cassie is not a victim of that RICO. She is most certainly a victim of domestic violence, yes. She is certainly a victim of domestic physical abuse, yes, people. But it's not because of those sexual encounters. It's because she was in a relationship with a super rich and powerful man who was also horribly toxic and a drug addict. Those are the recipes for domestic violence. When you're constantly in a relationship with someone who is drugged up all the time, emotionally imbalanced, and has a super ego, women, you're going to get your behind kicked. You know why? Because the second you don't do something that man likes, he's going to put his hands, feet, and legs up your behind and make you do it. See, you need to understand something, people. Rich men, they use money to control women. But once the money don't work, they don't have the finesse to control women. You know why? Because they've been using money their entire life to control women. This is when these guys get violent. People, I've been broke in my life and I've had money. I've learned how to bag women with no money and I've learned how to bag them with a lot of money. And the one thing I can tell you definitively is that my relationships that I started out broke and came into money with the woman were always better than the relationships I started out with a lot of money and then me and the girl started dating. Because people, you always have problems. People get used to people. Familiarity breeds contempt. Cassie was probably amazed at Diddy when she first dated him. She thought she was dating God, but after a while she realized that he was a fallible man and he was imperfect. And she realized all these things, people. Maybe for a while she overindulged in the freak-offs because of the sexual encounters. She assimilated some of the power of her man to dominate other people. I can tell you this for a fact because Cassie used to use Diddy to keep me in line in the room. People, once I realized it was Diddy, people, I was in pocket. I wasn't playing with Diddy. I knew what type of person Diddy was, and Cassie would use Diddy's energy and power to keep me in line, people. I know this for a fact, and I also turned the U.S. attorney.
Cassie has a very nasty side. I have no reason not to believe this guy. I have no reason not to believe that Cassie utilized Diddy and the crimes that he committed and leveraged that to keep them in line. We literally seen or heard an audio call of Cassie on the phone with a man that she believes was in possession of a video of her playing with herself, right? Of her fondling herself. And she was threatening to murder that man. She was threatening to kill him. Who do you think Cassie was gonna get to kill the man if she really had plans on doing so? You think Cassie gonna grab a gun herself and try to come and try to? No, Cassie was gonna leverage Diddy and his goons and his associates and his power to get it done. Cassie was a victim in a sense of domestic violence. Cassie got hands and feet put on her. She's a victim, but she was also a perpetrator with a very nasty side. And she also engaged in crimes with victims. If a woman was being trafficked and a very powerful man paid for that woman's services and she's being trafficked, he just engaged in a crime that has a victim. Cassie engaged in crimes that have victims. Those are male escorts who, for the most part, really weren't being treated the best, to be honest, bro. Right? He walked away with certain STDs, so bro, Cassie wasn't protecting these men. She took the condom off and then gave them STD. Like, yo, these were not men who came and just had a smooth sailing experience. No, Cassie owes these men something. Now, I'm sure if he's successful in suing Cassie, you'll probably see other people come forward to sue Cassie. But let me know in the comment section, man, what do you guys think about this, man, right? Do y'all believe that Cassie owes this man some money, that Cassie was an abuser? Let me know in the comment section, okay? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video here somewhere on my screen to find out how the Kai Cenat situation just got worse. The scandal just got worse. I'm going to see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.